What is up, nerds? The Immortal Nerd here, and welcome back to Attack on March Madness, episode 2. Last time we left off, Erwin, he begins to initiate his plans on overthrowing the government and to put a new person in charge of this this kingdom or whatever this town that they have. They never really established that if they were living in a kingdom or some just land or whatever. They never really go into that. They always reference themselves as cattle in a pen because they're getting eaten like like cattle. But anyway, Irvin, he initiated his plan to overthrow this government, and while that's going on, Flagle and Hanji, all from episode 4, they come up with a plan. They partner up to come up with a plan to get the truth out of what really happened to Flagle's father. Flagle's father is Demo Reeves of the Reeves Company. So at first he was like, nah, what's the point? I mean, nobody's going to believe me, and I'm just going to be killed anyway. But Hanji, she put, a crazy amount of faith in them to do what's right, and they ended up, pulling through. What they end up doing was use Flagle as bait because, again, he was the son of Demo Reeves, and since they killed Mr. Reeves, they knew that his son was with him. They don't really know if they told his son anything of what was going on, but they wasn't going to take that chance, so they hired their interior policeman to take care of the business. At first they lost them. That's how Hanji got in contact with them. She saved them at that point, and that's how they was able to formulate a plan to get the truth to come out. So they use Flagle as bait. They catches him in a rundown, spot of town, supposedly. And before they kills him, Flagle uses this opportunity to be like, well, since I'm going to die anyway, answer these questions type deal. And, they were spilling all the beans or whatever. And right before they was going to kill him, Hanji and the crew came down to dismantle them of their weapons. And not only it was them, it was also the people of that rundown town. They was hidden in plain sight and heard everything that those interior policemen were talking about. So they're like, all right, yeah, we got you. Y'all don't really care about us. We know how y'all feel now. So yeah, we got the scouts back. No more lies over here. So even though it wasn't, the people in power that heard the truth, because they already know the truth because they're the ones that's putting it out, the truths. So it was the next best thing. Cannot talk. Yeah. So if you got the people's support, then you're all good. And that's what they really needed. So while that was going on, Irvin, he ends up getting captured. The higher up, they bring him in because this was after they falsely accused him of killing Demo Reeves, and then used that as a gateway to apply more, false accusations on him of, I forget what the some clause number, using Titan ability or withholding, certain stuff that can save humanity for himself, something like that. I can't remember what the specific was, but yeah, they tried to put that on him. Then they took him under arrest, and he was going to be executed. No real trial. There wasn't going to be no, judge and jury or whatever. It was going to be execution. They already knew what they was going to do to him because they did not want to take that chance of him walking away. So they needed to make up some sort of crap to make it stick. And it stuck for a while, but not too long, because Irvin, he already knew what was going to happen. So he already had his plan in motion well before they came. This is when he had who's the guy? Commander Pixis. Yeah, Commander Pixis. When he came and talked to Irvin. Irvin told him a little bit about the plan, but we didn't really hear it then. But we hear it, when he's, about to be executed or given his sentence of execution. But like I said, Irvin, he already had his plan in motion. So what that was, as soon as when he was presented to them, they asked him if he had any like last words right before he died. And he was talking about if the scouts were to be dismantled, certain things were going to happen if Titans ever came, because the scouts were the sword or the sphere of this, kingdom or foundation or whatever type of society, that they want to call themselves. They were the spear. They were the offense. And you had, I forget what other regiment were like the shield or whatever, but the scouts were the offense. They were the sword. They were the sphere or whatever. So they were the attackers. So if Titans ever came back, it would have been complete obliteration of humanity, where they live at anyway. And whoever would have been survivors, you would have had another disintegration of agriculture or cattle or resources, because people from that destroyed town will have to move into the inner walls of the more prosperous cities. And if they're already low on resources, if more people came, you would have had not only Titans to worry about, but regular crimes now, people killing other people because they got to eat. So if that happened, the whole civilization will be to dust. So this was just possibilities that could happen if they dismantled and killed every single scout or whatever. And they was like, you misunderstood. This isn't a type of discussion. This is just we already told you you're going to be executed. This is not like a way for you to try to get out of things. But like I said, Irvin, he already knew what was going down. That was just something to place. That was a little seed to place in their heads. And as soon as they gave him his verdict, they was going to pick him up, going to take him outside and hang him. But right before that, one of the scouts, well, not a scout, they were of a different group, but she came in with a report about Titans breaking through Wall Rose, and the higher ups was like, "What? Are you serious? Like, is what Irvin saying actually coming into fruition? Because if it is, we gotta stop everything, and we can't have these people coming in here." That was their response. Because what the initial response for was, the scouts and all the other soldiers, evacuate the people from that town into, the more inner cities. And they was like, oh, whoa. No, close up all the gates, lock them up. We can't have them people coming in here. And they're like, what you mean? There's people. Like, we got to save them, right? They're like, no, if what Irvin says come true, we can't, we just can't have that possibility happening. You know what I'm saying? They're like, all right, okay, we see how you feel. So then, after that little charade played out, who was it? Premier Zachary or Thackeray, whichever his name is, he came in and was like, yeah, we caught y'all. So yeah, we're going to strip y'all down of y'all titles, put y'all in jail, because this isn't how y'all supposed to act. Y'all supposed to put the people before your personal gains, which in fact violated clause, whatever their number was, again, the same clause that they used to arrest Irvin is the same clause that now is being used on them, and it's actually working, because we caught him in an act, a coup d'etat, pretty much is what happened. So Yeah, it was all a sham. No Titans broke through a wall rose. So they were just going to see what type of reaction they would have gotten. And Commander Pixis, he was telling them, like, yeah, if you would have acted accordingly to what, how a real ruler or king, whoever's in rulership would act, I would have let you hang Irvin. Like, it would have been no big deal. Cause again, you acted in a way that, you were supposed to act. But since you didn't, we're going to overthrow you now. So that was a success. Irvin gets to live to see another day. The big gambling man, as he said, he likes to gamble to the end. He finds himself doing it, and he comes out, comes out on top, comes out alive. But yeah, that was mostly of what episode 5 was. Irvin escaping his false execution. And that was pretty good to see be able to see how he was able to escape that. So that wraps up episode 5. Episode 6, it goes back to Eren and Historia. Historia father, Reese. No, not Reese. Rice. Reese is dead. King Rice. Him and Historia goes up to Eren, and they use their unique abilities to unlock certain memories that are within Eren. Not his own, but of other people. Like his father, for example. Because his father, he was also a Titan. Where he got those Titan abilities, we don't know yet. We find out later on in the show. But yeah, they unlock certain memories, so he can see what his father had done to them, his sins. And from these memories, we see that Grisha, who is Eren's father, we see him like barging in on the Rice family, while they having little family time or whatever. And it looks like he was trying to talk or something, but altercation happened, fight broke out. Rice's older daughter, I do not remember her name for the life of me, but at that time she was the one that had the founding Titans power, because she had to eat her uncle to get it. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but in order for someone to take the Titan abilities of another, they have to eat their previous owner. So they have to be turned to a Titan first, eat the previous owner of that had the Titan ability, and then they become a new Titan that has, the special abilities, an intellectual Titan, if you will. So yeah, so at the time, Rice's older daughter, she has it. So she ends up transforming into a Titan to protect the family. And Grisha, he turns into a Titan as well, and they ended up fighting it out. Now Rice goes on to tell Historia that her older sister or stepsister had the far more superior Titan, because it was a founding Titan. So, it had all these powers or whatever, but she was inexperienced, in combat. So Grisha, he defeats her, takes the power of the founding Titan. So he eats her. He eats Rice's daughter, and he leaves. So with knowing that information, we now know that not only does Eren has his father memories, but he also has the memory of not Grisha's, but Rice, older daughter, Historia, older stepsister. So yeah, he has all these memories of these previous owners of Titans that were, eaten by the successor. But the only memories that we're able to see right now is of his father. So will he be able to see memories of other people that was consumed by Titans before him? Don't really know. It looks like it kind of hint to it a little bit, but it doesn't go in depth to it for this third season. Maybe in the fourth one we may see it. Maybe not in the anime. Maybe in the manga it will, but who knows? But yeah, it was very interesting to see. not only that, we get to learn a little bit about the Ackermans, a clan, apparently, the Ackerman clan. They were once not best friends, but allies of the royal family. But something happened that made them, be targets or degenerates. I believe they talked about they disobeyed or turned coats or something because the Ackermans have certain or unique abilities as well, with their brains, because the royal family, like the Rice family, they can use the founding Titans power to wipe out the memories of all of humanity. And there were certain groups that were invulnerable to that. And it was, one of them were the Ackerman clan. So they was like, once they figure out what they was doing, they were like, that's not what we supposed to do. So they were like, we can't be a part of y'all anymore, and we out. Whatever y'all call us, y'all want to persecute us, oh well. We'll come back. We'll have our shot again. Y'all get what's due to y'all. And so it tells a little bit about that when Kenny the Ripper, cause his last name is Ackerman as well, so he may be of some. Well, we know he is some relation to Levi and of Mikasa. We still don't know the relation between Mikasa and Levi, or Mikasa and Kenny the Ripper, but we do know the relationship between Kenny the Ripper and Levi, nephew and uncle. Yeah, that's pretty surprising, but not really. If you really know the history or backstory for Levi. But again, the sixth episode, that had a lot of information to go through, or a lot of new stuff that you found out about Aaron's father, really, because in the first season we just know he's a doctor. You don't know anything else about him. He always works in a cellar, and he was going to take his son down there at one point, but since all this stuff happened, it was like it don't exist anymore until season 3. Like, oh yeah, we got the cellar again. So that's when we learn a little bit more about Grisha in this aspect, because we only see it from how Aaron is seeing it, or maybe how they are influencing him to see it, because later on it comes out kind of different. But while Aaron is seeing it in this view, he's like, my father is the bad guy. He's the one that's doing wrong. He killed your family. He killed your sister, Historia, and he gave this power to me, or now this curse. I don't want this power anymore. You need to take this. You need to take this back. I can't have this anymore. Do what your father says. Become a Titan and kill me. Take back your ancestors' power and do what I can't. Save humanity. And that was kind of a little highlight moment there. And a lot of us were probably thinking, well, yeah, that would make sense, let her, eat Aaron. Like, that would be like the most rational or logical thing to do. Like, if the main thing is to save humanity, Aaron is willing to, be devoured by Historia, because again, as her father said, the full potential of the founding Titans' power can only be unlocked if the true heir of, a person of royal blood has that power. And since Historia is the one, well, she isn't the one, but she is of royal blood, she will be able to use that power to, save humanity. And she did ask her father why, he didn't do it, and he explained it to her. But yeah, she could very well transform into a Titan and eat Aaron and, take that power. But there was a caveat if she were to do this. What that caveat was, we'll find out in the next episode of Attack on March Madness. All right, you guys. So again, how do you like that? How do you like episode 2 or part 2 of Attack on March Madness? If you didn't get a chance to see the first one, I'll have that at a end screen, or it'll just be a whole playlist at my on my end screen, so you'll be able to click that and you'll see all the videos there at the time they are uploaded. So with this one, you'll only see the 2 videos, episode 1 and this episode right here. If you want any more type of March Madness videos that I have done, I will have an iCard pop up somewhere in the middle. It should have popped up already, like somewhere in the middle of this video, for Super March Madness, where I did my top 6 things that happened around the Dragon Ball Super timeline. Yeah, there was about, that was 6 videos, 7 if you count the trailer that I made for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that video is there. Anything else? I don't think so. Still trying to figure out about my gameplay stuff. I don't know when I'm gonna start Mortal Kombat 11 yet. I was talking to my buddy Mikey McBlam that I may just do a redo of Mortal Kombat 9, the story mode for that, and then hop to Mortal Kombat 11. Yes, I know I skipped 10. I don't have Mortal Kombat 10. I wasn't even going to have Mortal Kombat 11, but as I said a while ago, it was a gift, from last 2 holidays ago. So yeah, so I'm gonna play it eventually. So it'll be after I do the redo for Mortal Kombat 11. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all the updates I have. If I have any more, I'll do like an update video or whatever. But until then, if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Get this out there to all the nerds in the universe, multiverse, and alternate dimensions. And I'll see you in the next one. The Immortal Nerd, signing off.